Nothing's changed since the Pagulas bought the team. No. Nothing's changed. Aside of 2 10-game winning streaks, it's all been the same. They couldn't score 5-on-5. The power play's been hit or miss. The penalty kill's been terrible. You've only get decent goaltending sometimes. The defense has been awful. You can't score. What is happening here?
Speaking of goaltending.
We used to be so good.
Buffalo Sabres, who are, dare I say, terrible.
That's kind of putting it like nicely.
Yeah.
Nail in the coffin. Season's over. They're dead. Season is canceled.
Maybe they'll come back.
No. No.
Come back.
Not with our starting goaltender out of month.
Hold on. He's going to come back. Ralph Kruger's going to win Coach of the Year. It's going to be a good season. No. It's long gone right now.
It's funny you say that because like Paul Hamilton literally was like, oh, Ralph Kruger doesn't have the players for his system. Oh. We realize that now?
Yeah. We just realized that.
I don't know. Ralph, maybe adjust to the players in your system?
It's just not looking good at all. It's really not. I mean, getting shut out for the past few games has been just rough. It's so much to get. It's so much to go through that I can't.
It's like, where do you start?
Where do I start?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the greatest part was Jack Eichel going on, even exposing Ralph Kruger for that. Like, come on,
blatantly lied.
Exactly. This is a straight lie.
That made Skinner look even worse because Skinner didn't. The game that Jack was out, the first one, everyone assumed like, oh, Skinner would be the easy replacement to jump in for Jack, but he was told beforehand that he wasn't playing.
Yeah, but also Jeff Skinner.
So Skinner didn't show up till 6:45 or whatever. He didn't partake in warm-ups because he was already told he's not playing. And even though Jack was already hurt going into warm-ups of that game, unlike what Ralph told us. Like, what do you get from lying? What's the point? Like, why?
Zach, you've been pretty quiet this whole show.
In what world is Tage Thompson better than Jeff Skinner?
Not even.
Here we go.
Mars, maybe.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. In what world do you put Tage Thompson in the lineup over Jeff Skinner? Especially on the fourth line, which Jeff Skinner's been always on this year.
Boo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
not getting the $9 million minutes that, he rightfully, maybe rightfully enough doesn't deserve because he hasn't been producing, but he can't produce if he's not playing with good players. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable with this coach.
He sucks. I'm so done with him. I'm so done with him.
It's bad. Let me tell you. I mean, just how Nick put in a thing, like Sam Reinhart, Jeff Skinner, and Jack Eichel were one of the best lines in the NHL. And now Ralph Kruger coming in here like, I'm going to put Jeff Skinner in the fourth, and then I'm going to make Jack Eichel like and then of course all articles I see about the Sabres is like they're going to trade Jack Eichel, they're going to just do this, they're going to do that. This team made an offer. It's like, come on.
You know what line is untouchable though? Under any circumstance, completely untouchable. Tobias Reeder, Cody Eakin, and Kyle Okposo. Can't ruin that line. Oh no, actually you can. To bump Kyle Okposo, bump up to your second line. To sit Cousins.
And it's the same story, coach after coach. Say what you want about Kruger. Obviously, he's terrible, but like it's the same story. Housley, he had the same issues with playing favorites and then not playing the right guys in the right minutes. Bilesma, same thing. He was actually like him and Jack.
Yo, use promo code. I don't have a promo code, but you should totally like this video though. Thank you.
Obviously, you remember they didn't get along with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it starts from ownership down. Like it always comes back when we're talking about the Sabres. It always comes back to the Pagulas. Mm-hmm. Like it.
Good old Pagulas.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Hey, well,
it's interesting. It's just
that's the thing. We're sitting here just yelling about it.
It's unfathomable.
While they're sitting in Florida.
Well,
building their super yacht.
Kevin, what do you got to say?
It's interesting that you guys talk about the Pagulas because I was doing a little research. So since the Pagulas took over, the Sabres are 281, 354, and 94, which is the worst record in that time frame. We put up 2.41 goals per game since the Pagulas took over, also league worst during this time.
and then allowed 2.99 goals per game, which was the third worst to that time. So yeah, not good.
And then you have
not
terrible
good.
relationships with some of the best alumni that's ever played for the team, i.e. Hasek, which I guess is better now, and LaFontaine, which at this point may never be better again.
No.
And I can't wait for someone to tell us what actually happened with that, because that was just like in the blink of an eye,
Yeah.
he was gone.
Like what? Like that turned my excitement around when we brought in LaFontaine, because they originally were sticking with Darcy Regier and then Ron Rolston, and then they brought in LaFontaine, and now I was thinking, okay, now it's finally a fresh start, clean rebuild, here we go. And then 2 months later, if that, I don't even remember exactly, LaFontaine was just gone.
It's yeah.
And then to bring it to a greater point, how many rebuilds are they going to have before they make the playoffs again? Like,
Speaking of that point, I saw a tweet earlier. Also, I think you sent it to me, Al. Look at this tweet.
Oh yeah.
The last time
season
the
we made the
Sabres
playoffs.
were in the playoffs.
Do you recognize that opponent?
Who's that opponent? I have no
They're
idea.
still in the league, right?
that's
No.
Winnipeg, right?
No, that's not Winnipeg.
That's a different logo though. That's not
No.
a jet. That's a
That's the Atlanta
twisty-looking thing.
Thrashers.
Atlanta Thrashers.
Atlanta
Oh my-
Thrashers.
Who? I got nothing on that.
Was Kovalchuk on that team still too? Like what?
You know what? No,
No.
we joke about it, but like, I'm seeing red now, seeing that tweet again. You know, it's like the last time the Sabres were any good, a team that isn't even in the league anymore, hasn't been for 10 years.
An artifact.
They were in the league the last time the Sabres made the playoffs. That is embarrassing. An expansion team has made the playoffs since the Sabres have made the playoffs.
They made the cup final before the Sabres made the playoffs again. That expansion team.
And apparently the Pagulas are, taking more reins in the Sabres too. That's the worst idea that they could have.
Great. Yeah, no.
They need to keep their hands off the hockey team.
Yeah.
Get someone who knows how to run a hockey team in there, and they just say yes and no.
Give them the
They
resources.
just like
yeah.
with the Bills, like you've let Brandon Bean and Sean McDermott do what they need to do, and look at the Bills.
Look at it, they're pretty good.
They
Pretty
completed
good.
the scouting department, and then they traded for Eric Stahl, which even that looks not great right now. I mean, and then the other signings that they made, my God, what are you doing? What are you watching?
Dude, bottom six forwards.
Cody Eakin didn't score a goal last year.
Bottom six forwards were getting paid the league minimum all over the place this
All right.
offseason.
Before we all
But we signed Cody. We got Cody
hold on,
Eakin
Alex.
$2.5 million.
Hold on, Alex. Oh, hey, you made it this far. Hey, you might as well give us a like, or you might as well subscribe too. Please?
Please.